tame me. You can't catch me on the run, cause I'm gone, yeah. I blaze trails, set fire to what's behind me. No, I'm never looking back, I'm on the run. I could only ever be what I'm made to be. It feels good when I'm living on the edge. Watch me now!
Hey, Push to Run Nation, Dr. Dave here today to mark the 200-mile anniversary of me wearing the Asics Superblast Supermax shoe. I'm taking it out on a 20-mile training run. Mid to upper 80s already at roughly 9 a.m. in Columbia, South Carolina, East Coast time in the United States, and we're already well above 90% humidity. I have a double bottle a day going in order to pop down one bottle of electrolytes per hour to stay fully hydrated. The big news, putting the 200-mile touches on the Superblast, which I have up there with the Adidas Prime X and the New Balance supercomp trainer, the OGs, and the new version 2s. Those are the 3 shoes on the market above the 40-millimeter stack height that I'm putting in the top shelf or top tier list for the Supermax long run training shoes. And we're going to be doing a battle comparison between the 3 and between the Asics Superblast and each of the other 2 individually. So you'll know which is better.
Wants to tame me. You can't catch me on the run, cause I'm gone, yeah. I blaze trails, set fire to what's behind me. No, I'm never looking back, I'm on the run. I could only ever be what I'm made to be. It feels good when I'm living on the edge. Watch me now, roll like thunder, gonna shake the ground. Can't stop me now, I don't give up and I won't back down.
Hey, Push Run Nation, Dr. Dave here. Peace in off of hitting the roads with the Asics Superblast Mega Shoe, which I just went over 200 miles with. And this is probably right up there with the Prime X and the New Balance supercomp trainer originals as far as long distance shoe Supermax, being over 40 millimeters of stack height in the shoe. The Superblast here, we've got 45 millimeter stack in the heel and 37 in the forefoot for an 8 millimeter drop. On the different foams on the midsole, Asics wanted to design something that was going to be able to go the long distance. So the middle foam, they came up with Flight Foam Blast Turbo, which is their softest foam. This is the same foam that is in the MetaSpeed line. And on the bottom, we have Flight Foam Blast Plus, which is a little firmer foam. And then underneath, on the outsole, we have the AHAR Plus, which is the premier rubber from Asics, which is 3 times stronger and 3 times more abrasion resistant as their regular rubber that they use. So they came up with this foam combination in order to allow runners to go the long distance and have a shoe that would battle it out with the shoes like the Prime X and the supercomp trainer original. With the V2 coming out this year for the New Balance supercomp trainer line, it went down to just under 40 millimeter stack height. It's not in this realm anymore, not in the same league or tier as the Supermax shoes out there now. With this shoe, originally when I first got it, first started wearing it, I did not think I was going to like it because it seemed like it was a little bit firmer. But like with a lot of foams in the Asics shoes, you do have to put some miles on them before the magic starts coming out and they soften up a little bit. Depending on the shoe, that could be anywhere from 25 miles up to 50 miles or more even, depending on your weight also. The more you weigh, the less time it will take to break in. I'm between, depending on the time of the year, right now I'm 163 at the end of the summer. Did a lot of summertime running long distance for ultras, and this shoe is one of my shoes in my 3-shoe rotation for my long runs. And my long runs could be anywhere from 15 up to 25 miles if I'm doing them on the road. I'll wear this shoe, the Primex Strung, and switch between the New Balance supercomp trainers. I have both of them, but I usually now am wearing the originals if I'm doing those longer runs, because I found the shorter stack height on the V2s are not as helpful with my legs as far as the next day. This shoe, wearing it on those long runs, definitely is forgiving on your legs, meaning the next day after my long runs, I don't even feel like I went out and ran anywhere from 15 to 25 miles because of the amount of foam. And that's why people are liking these shoes, like for marathon training, that you can go out and put those long runs on and your legs are not going to get overly beat up. With this shoe and that new A-Hard Plus rubber on the bottom, I'll tell you, 200 miles, and on that rubber, I am seeing almost no abrasions as far as breakdown. Usually on my shoes, on my right shoe, it's on the outside here. On my left shoe, it's usually the back of the heel more on the rubber. Let's take a look at this right shoe. And looking at it, I see a little bit on the outside of the heel, just a little bit of wear down. And I also see some on the inside, right here. Where I see the most breakdown is right here, abrasion-wise. This is a very soft foam on the outsole that they have. Don't know why they made it so soft on the bottom. Now, one of the drawbacks with these shoes, in any shoe that has a decoupled outsole, is right before filming, I picked out some small stones that were stuck in these grooves right here. That's the problem with these grooves. And this is even on road running, that if you have little debris, whether nails, small stones, they'll get stuck right in these little divots here, these little cutouts. These cutouts there are obviously to allow the sole of the shoe to splay when coming down on your foot strike. That sole material will spread out to give you a greater landing, and because there's more surface foam or rubber hitting the ground, you then have more responsiveness. That's one of the features in all of these new road super shoes. Now, this one does not have a carbon plate. A lot of people wanted max stack shoe for their long runs, but did not want a carbon plate in them, like the Supercomp Trainer or the Primex. They both have carbon plate. The Primex has 2 levels of carbon plating. And when the new Primex Strung 3 comes out, or Primex 3, that will actually have 3 levels of carbon plating. And this shoe, telling you, this thing is, as I've called a few shoes this year, built like tanks and built to last a long time. The engineered mesh upper, very strong. I did have a couple stains up here that I cleaned off a little bit before filming with baby wipes. And that's one of the things, if you wanted your shoes to last a little bit longer, take care of them. Be nice to your shoes. Your shoes have emotions. And that goes with the foams. If you keep them in your garage, as heat goes up or temperatures go down in your garage, mostly in the cold weather, all that heat change makes your foams break down a lot faster. And mostly after a run. Doesn't give it the proper time to come back to life. So if you keep it in cold weather, that foam is going to break down a lot faster. So if you want your shoes to last longer, keep them in the house. So as far as the upper on the shoe, I'm seeing absolutely no wear down. Along the padding in the heel here, I'm not either. On the only place I am seeing anything is on the soft foam, which is the Flight Foam Blast Plus. On the bottom here, I'm seeing some folding of it, and that's going to come with time. As you're running and that shoe is flexing, those folds are going to come out. But I'm seeing a little abrasion up here and a little bit in this area right here. Other than that, this shoe is really holding up to the miles. Of course, you're going to have some bangs around on the inside right here. I'm seeing a little bit on that foam. I know one of the things with the longer runs that I don't like on this shoe is the thin tongue. It has a very aerated tongue, kind of almost had a neoprene rubber feeling almost. A lot of holes in here, up in this area. That is a gusseted tongue, so it's not going to shift side to side. It does have a shoelace stay right in the middle of the tongue. Not only will your tongue not travel down, it's not going to travel side to side because that's in the shoe with some kind of rubber gussets on both sides of that tongue. The shoelaces have a little stretch to them. These are still the original shoelaces in great shape. So if you're looking for a shoe that's going to go the distance, built like a tank, I've got, like I said, 200 miles on this shoe, and that's road running miles. I'm, again, between 163 and 173 usually, depending on the time of the year. So depending on how much you weigh, you can take that in mind as far as the pounding I'm putting on these shoes when I'm out putting the long runs in 15 to 25 miles. I'll wear these probably at least once a week on one of my longer runs, which I do depending on the distance and day of the week. I'll do 2 or 3 longer runs. Asics in this shoe, the Superblast, was looking for a one shoe to do it all. So this was made to be very lightweight, very durable, that if you wanted to, you could wear this out on tempo runs because it's that light. It's that flexible. There's no plate in this. It's a lot more flexible than the alternatives would be that do have a plate in them. So again, if you're looking for a shoe that's going to be good on your legs and you're looking for an Asics shoe, an alternative to the New Balance supercomp trainer line, or the Adidas Prime X, whether regular Prime X or the strung, the Asics Superblast is a way to go. I'm going to keep running on this shoe until either a new model comes out, they want to send me one to check out, or someone is nice enough to send a pair to me to try out. I'll keep putting more miles on this, maybe until I get up to 300, 400, 500 miles on it, just to see how long we can go with this shoe and how long it will last before more breakdown comes on the shoe. This is Dr. Dave for Push the Run Nation. I want to see you out there in the streets, the trails, and the roads, or the races. And if you got anything of value, at least one thing out of this video, please hit that thumbs up down below and think about subscribing to the channel so you'll be in the loop about all the giveaways we're having, all the contests, products that I'm sending out to subscribers, and other things we're going to have going on, but you're not going to know about them unless you are subscribed to the channel and hit that bell notification button down the bottom too. Peace.